Hey everyone, Richard Payne here from Halifax Homes and Lifestyles at EXP Realty, and it's December now because look, Christmas decorations, all festive stuff. And if I could turn the camera around, you'd see all the other bits we've got in here because we wanted to look at November. So a few days ago, the month ended, and the big question, of course, is are we still doing the same thing? Is it still a crazy market? Are we multiple offers and all that good stuff? So stay tuned because all of that's coming right up. Hey everyone, so it's November stats time, and of course everybody wants to know because it is like the biggest question we get asked, which is how's the market? So did we continue on? Yes, basically we did. So I want to give you some of the details, but also we want to go into a little bit of information about what's been going on throughout the whole year, because we know that 2021 is coming up pretty soon, and it's going to be really interesting to see how that market's going to perform. So we'll give you some like tips, tricks, ideas, suggestions, what we think is going to happen. We'll even go down that lovely rabbit hole when people start talking about bubbles in the real estate market, and does that apply to us or not? So selling price, biggest factor that we're looking, of course, at the end of the month, came in at $418.23, plus 23% on this month last year, so November 19. It's been kind of bobbled a little bit, but that's where we're at right now. It's kind of hovering around that 415 to 420 mark, and it's staying pretty steady there. So, you know, we're certainly from where we were a year, maybe even a year and a half ago, when we were kind of in the 320, 330 range. It's not really going to go back that state anymore. We had 101.2% sale to list price. So still multiple offers, still competing, still going over asking price. That's how we hit the 101.2. There's a couple of markets that are underneath that, but not that many compared to everybody else. So as I look down the numbers here, there's an awful lot more markets with a 100 and above number than there are with a 99 or lower number. Days on market, 32 days on market, which is 60 days on market was this time last year. So we've roughly halved that. Now, some of that is probably a little bit inflated because we realtors, we are actually holding properties on the market for a little bit longer before we start accepting offers. So if we're holding it on the market for 3 to 4 days to make sure everybody gets the chance to look at the property, then we're into conditions of ish 6 to 9 days of conditions. You know, we're kind of keeping that length of time a little bit longer, a little bit more open. So we're contributing a little bit to that 32 days on market. Number of houses sold was 595. Number of houses active for sale at the end of November, 592. So let's say that they're basically the same number, and we get down to just 1 month of inventory. If we keep selling the same number of houses that we did in November in December, which we probably won't because it is a little bit of a shorter month, there's probably a good 1.5 to 2 weeks in December where nobody's really doing anything. Everybody's at home, just in their small little areas, their little bubbles, doing the Christmas thing. So realistically, we're going to, out of a 4-week month, we're probably going to lose about 1.5 weeks of that, just because everything starts slowing down that quickly as we get towards Christmas period. So it's probably going to go up a little bit when we kind of get into January next year, and we start looking at December. So that's going to change a little bit. Sales to new listing ratio, 121%. So we sold 595, which means we only listed about 400, maybe, I'm trying to work out some quick math, about 500 homes we probably listed. So when you look at that, you can see that easily we are just eating into the demand of even the houses that weren't listed. We're starting to sell some of the stuff that was for sale in previous months. What else are some of the quick numbers we've got? List to sale ratio we did at 101.2%, but interesting, 98% last year. So like you could even see from November last year, we were starting to eke up a little bit in those price points. Now let's have a look at a couple of things. So number of houses sold for the whole of the period of 2019. So January 1, 2019 to November 30th, 2019 was 6,227 homes. Same period this year, 6,912. So 700 more homes were sold year to date, end of November 2020 versus year to date 2019. And then the other thing is it's interesting when we look at new listings this year and last year, because they're more or less the same number. So for those 11 months, last year there was 7,971, so let's call it 8,000. This year, 8,046, same number, but we sold more. So that's what's driving the inventory in particular right now. So let's have a little delve into some markets, because there's a little surprise in there for me this month. So number one was Timberley, Upper Tantallon prospects at Margaret's Bay area. They had an average sale price of $418,000, 63 homes sold, only 1.3 months of inventory. So still keeping it all nice and short. Number two in the market was Bedford. $517,000 average price point, 56 homes sold, and 0.8 months. Interestingly, because it's Bedford, Parks Bedford West, new development, you want to know how many of those were brand new houses? 30. So 3/5, more or less, nearly half of all the homes that were sold in Bedford were actually the new builds, which means those are not really going to actually complete, because they are probably not even holes in the ground right now. You're looking at probably a July, maybe August, to actually get the keys of those houses. So again, like even new builds are being outstripped of inventory right now. And then here's the little surprise. Number three, first time ever in the top three was East Hants, Colchester County, $293,000 average price, 55 homes sold, again, 1.3 months of inventory. So that's what's going on with all of the details. Now, when we start looking at 2021, the question is going to be like, are we overinflated in prices? And we had this discussion with another realtor earlier on today, and good to say, both he and I are of the same opinion, which is no, we're not. If we were, then we would certainly see like a big drop off in prices, and that's not showing right now. We've been like this for quite some months, and it's not really showing any signs of changing as we kind of leap into next year, in terms of the demand that we've got for people who are, again, moving into Nova Scotia or coming from outside of Canada and moving to Nova Scotia. So it's all looking really, really strong as we kind of head towards the end of this year and into next year. So it's going to be really interesting to see, because we're looking like, halfway through next year, and we'll see how this prediction actually came true. But if you've got any questions about real estate, your market, your house, is it the time to buy? Is it the time to sell? The usual questions, then by all means, the contact details are coming up here. We'd love it if you'd subscribe to the channel, smash the bell as well, so that you actually get notified of any new information that we're putting up on YouTube. We've got playlists coming up of like the most popular videos and everything else we've got going on. But in the meantime, we wish you a brilliant end of 2020. It's been a roller coaster. It's been a little bit up and down. So hopefully that doesn't continue to 2021, and enjoy your Christmas.